Number 8 was your favorite. The deer hunt is as big as the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Number 12, and this I thought was really funny, but I'm a girl, so that's why. Girls, your hairdo has ever had corners.
I don't get it.
You don't get it?
Ever had corners?
Haven't you seen a lot of people, I hope I don't offend anyone, wrap their hair up really high back here,
okay,
and then it's kind of flat and comes down on the sides?
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you can see I kind of have a short haircut. I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, no, Devin totally does not know what I'm talking about. So girls, please find me on Facebook and make me feel better about this, because I read this and was laughing hysterically because I see this all the time. So that's number 12. Number 24, you've never seen a real taxi.
Wait a minute, there's a few in town. There's like 6.
There's a couple, but you never see them here.
I know, not very often.
No.
Not compared to Vegas, where there's one every light, 10 deep.
There's no taxis. There's hardly any taxis here in St. George. Let's see.
That one's better than the hair one.
No.
And that one's better than number 1.
No, it depends on what circles you run in.
That's true.
I think I'm going to get some messages because the hair one's funny. Okay, you know someone who knows someone that was on Napoleon Dynamite, or that the story was based on. Now, I had to throw this one in here because I know someone who was on the show Napoleon Dynamite. Remember that movie?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It was funnier the second time and the third time than the first time.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
It's really funny late at night.
Yeah.
Really, like 3 in the morning. But I do know someone on that show.
It was not funny to me the first time, but
really?
it got funnier as I watched it more times. Yeah. But that's a good one. I like that one. That one should be higher than 24. It really should.
I just had to throw it in there because I know someone. All right, let's see. Let's see if you like this one, Devin.
Okay.
Number 32. The sun shines all year long, but you go to the tanning booth anyway.
Love it. Yeah, I love it. That's so true. And then there's the airbrush tanning, and then you could just go lay in your backyard, but you got to go to the fake tan beds. The only time, I'll admit it, I have tanned once, but it was only when I was getting married and I was going to Mexican Riviera, and I was white as a ghost. And so I did try it, but I'll never go again. I got roasted, burnt, and it was the worst.
Well, I'm sure your wife appreciated it nonetheless.
Or the guys down there selling chiclets really appreciated it. I don't know. I didn't like it, though. I can't believe I just admitted that on your show. I'm going to take heat for that one on my show.
Well, I think, and this is a little bit off topic, kind of. Do you think you can tell a difference if someone's going tanning in a tanning bed or if they tan outside? I think this is a national debate. Do you think they look orange?
Who cares? I don't know.
I care. It goes back to the hair thing. Okay, moving on. See, this is why I need a guy on my show,
That's
honestly,
right.
to kind of rein me back in from all the girl stuff,
That's right. Too much girl talk.
Okay, let's see. Number 52, and this is one that you mentioned earlier. You've been in a Utah traffic jam, and that is 5 cars behind a tractor.
Yeah, I like that one. See, that one's solid.
Yeah.
That was good.
And it works for Royal City, too.
Yeah, it really does.
All right, number 70, and I thought this one was really funny. You could burn up in a wildfire or drown in a flash flood in the same week.
That did happen. That's more of a real-life scenario of what happened. We had the fires and the flood a couple years back.
Yeah. That's really unique to Southern Utah. Well, then the other cool thing is people can go on this Facebook page and you can write what you think should be on the list.
And they'll consider it to move it up past number 1, because number 1 was horrible.
Devin does not like number 1.
Well, it was okay, but I've never heard anybody say, oh, waffles. I just haven't.
Maybe you should start saying that on your show.
No. I'm done with it today and forever.
Well, there was a couple...
What food group would you use? What word would you use?
You know, I was trying to think of that. Steak?
SpaghettiOs. I don't...
See, you got to come up with something more, I guess, harder than SpaghettiOs. That's kind of a wimpy food.
Spam.
That's a good one. See, you could
Spam
totally
that.
say that.
I don't know.
You could totally say that.
Moving on.
I think that's going to catch on. Well, there was a girl, her name's Tara Lafarve, and she added to the list.
Oh, cool.
Okay? She wrote, you know you're from Southern Utah when you go to another state and ask for fry sauce and they look at you like you're an idiot.
That has happened.
Yeah.
That happened to me recently out in California. Drive-through. One of my buddies asked for fry sauce. He said, watch this. They had no clue what fry sauce was. I don't even like fry sauce, but it was funny. And then he's like, it's, mayonnaise and ketchup mixed together. And she's like, yuck.
Yeah.
Yuck. And then he's like, I don't need it, But
so he didn't get the mayonnaise and the ketchup and mix it himself?
No, that's too far.
Oh,
have you seen people do that?
Yeah. When you go out of the state, I mean, it takes a little effort, but you can make your own fry sauce.
Yeah, you could.
Buy it at the store, stick it in your purse. You can do that too. Not that I've ever done that, but you could.
If you had, I don't know where we would have, that would be trouble.
All right, let's see. Hayden Clark said, you know exactly where southern Utah becomes northern Utah. Where do you think southern Utah becomes northern Utah?
I'm going to guess. I haven't seen this one. I would say Beaver.
You know what? That's what I
Cedar.
guessed too. He doesn't say, but apparently if you're from southern Utah, you know exactly where it turns into northern Utah. But that's what I would say, is Beaver.
I would say Cedar, actually.
Really?
Yeah, because that Beaver's central. Southern Utah is Cedar, St. George.
That makes more sense than my answer. So there's a whole bunch more up there. If you want to try and post some of your own, if you have some ideas, go to the Facebook page. All you have to do is go on Facebook and look up, you know you're from Southern Utah if, and it'll come up. So I thought that was really fun. Moving on to number 5. Historic St. George Live. Now, there's a ton of historic buildings and places here in St. George.
Sure.
But in the summer, for a few months, they do something called Historic St. George Live. And instead of just going and checking out these historical buildings, they actually have characters from history in the buildings that you can go in and interact with and talk to.
That's cool. Who are some of the people, does it say?
They have
I like that.
Brigham Young.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to pronounce some of these names wrong. Orestes Snow, Orson Pratt, Jacob Hamlin, etc.
Yeah.
So you can take your family, go to all these tours. The live tour ends August 31st. So you still have a little while to go check it out.
That's unique to the area. That's very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it runs Tuesday through Saturday. It's only in the morning. There's a show, you can start at 9 or you can start at 10:30. Go check these places out. The tour begins at the Pioneer Center for the Arts. And this is the 5th year that they've been doing it. So it's a fun kind of family thing, learn a little bit about the history of St. George and meet some of these people.
See, that makes it funner if you're talking with your kids and they've already kind of went to the home and saw kind of a resemblance of what that person looks like. That's cool, very cool.
Yeah, definitely. No, I loved that one. And finally, number 6, and this kind of leads us into my guest that's coming on here in just a second, but the Virgin River Skimboard Classic is coming here to St. George.
Woohoo, yeah.
Skimboarding's huge here. It's starting July 10th. So, and we'll talk more about that in just a little while. But I have to say thanks to Devin for helping me with the Dixie Half Dozen today. And not only did I force you to help me with the Dixie Half Dozen, but I've asked you and you've graciously agreed.
Have I?
Well, I don't know. I just said it on camera, so now you have.
Okay, I'm sure I have.
To come on periodically and talk a little bit of sports because you have a sports radio show and you know everything there is to know about
I wouldn't say sports. I know everything, but I'd love to come on and talk Dixie State College, high school, Utah Jazz, talk about some of the stuff with you. Absolutely.
Well, right now, I want to know, because I've been on your show a little bit as well talking sports, and I want to know what you've been talking about lately. What's going on in the sports world here?
Well, we talked a lot about the NBA draft because that's fresh from last Thursday. Jazz, some fans not so happy, some say we'll see what happens. That's the thing with the draft. You never know how good the Jazz will do until 2-3 years from now. The Roadrunners, St. George Blitz, playing for the title in the Rocky Mountain Football League. Of course, getting geared up for, Dixie State football and high school football. That'll be coming real soon. But right now you got, golf, NASCAR, baseball. That's some of the big stuff. But then there's some local stuff as well that we've been mixing in. So it's been good. We got done with our long drive contest, which you didn't come out to.
I know.
I thought
totally
you were coming
bailed.
to grip it and rip it.
I got scared.
You were supposed
I backed
to come.
out.
It was a good show, though. We had a good time out there last weekend. 400-yard balls in the competition 8 times from 7 different competitors. So there was some balls going a long way. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, to find out more about local sports and listen to your show, what can people do?
Tune in 4 to 6, Sports Radio 1210 a.m. Or online, sportsradio1210.com. You can get a lot more details. So, yeah, check us out.
Well, definitely. And Devin has a great show and talks for 2 straight hours, which I will always be in awe of. So, a great show. Thank you again for coming
Thanks
on
for having
my
me again,
show.
Erin.
Thank you.
It's always fun.
And we are going to go to break and come right back with my good friend now, skimboarder extraordinaire. Is that a word? Addison Foote. So we'll be right back with him.